What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. Thanks so much for being with me. So I want to talk about a client productivity case study. To lay this out for you, this is a person that I worked with on a 3.5-month intensive. Where is the 3.5-month intensive? Right here. These are executive consulting programs. They're for business people, for executives, for entrepreneurs, really for people that just want to. They have a goal to supercharge brain performance, really optimize energy, hormonal profile, just kind of turn them into a productivity beast, making them much better than themselves now in terms of brain function and productivity. I'll explain exactly what we were able to get done in just a 3.5-month consult in terms of productivity, in terms of what this person's goals were and what we were able to achieve. And I'll even give you a couple of their primary stacks that we used to do this. In the meantime, this broadcast is brought to you by a couple of products. Number one, Cortex Nootropics Stack. Look, I take Cortex sometimes for these videos because it just makes me verbally fluent within a half an hour. But it also turns on mental energy, motivation, drive, like that productive, motivated drive. Like you just want to do stuff. That's because of its work on dopamine. Cortex is a very powerful dopamine-centered and somewhat choline-centered stack, but energy-producing stack. If you regularly get Cortex, do auto ship. It is the best way to get Cortex. $27.99 a month gets shipped to your door. Imagine nootropic pills being shipped to your door every month for pretty cheap. And in my opinion, the best pre-made stack out there. And a lot of other people's opinions too. Cortex auto ship, livecortex.com. You also have the option if you want to just buy it singularly as a one-time purchase. That's entirely up to you. Okay. So let's talk about this client productivity case study. Let's see if I can, I guess maybe I'll change. Do I have a topic in here? I'm sure I have a topic. Okay. I just want to put the guy's name. I got permission to do this, which is cool. All right, I'll take the topic that we had here from a previous video and just start jotting things right down there. Okay. So, this is really called 150% productivity because that's what we were able to achieve, 150% productivity in this particular person, okay? The client's name was Ian R. I guess for privacy purposes, I'm not gonna give the guy's last name out. He doesn't want his last name out. He is a tech coordinator for a major law firm in New Jersey. So law firm in New Jersey, that's his job. That's what he does for a living. However, what his primary objectives were when we first got together on this consulting was to start a secondary fitness coaching business. So he basically is he's a really buff guy. He's in great shape. He's 44, 45, mid-40s, and in great shape for that age. In great shape for any age. The guy's in great shape. But his dream is to start a fitness coaching business where he coaches people on a physical capacity and in a Zoom-like capacity, with dietary intervention as well as weightlifting intervention and otherwise exercise intervention to become extremely fit. So primary objective, fitness coaching. His objective was in the evenings, because he works till about 6:30 every day, in the evenings to start that company and to get that company going and then to actually land clients for that company. So the point at which we got together, he had set up the LLC for the company, but pretty much nothing else, and a website, but had no clients, had basically what he wanted to get across to people. He had a framework for how he was gonna consult people. You should always have that. But he didn't have any clients. And the business, though technically was in play because the LLC was established, it wasn't. There was no revenue. There wasn't really a functional business. Initially, he had been attempting to work on that business after hours, and he got himself to be able to do 15 task list to-dos. Okay, so in that period at nighttime, he was able to get himself, before working with me, to do 15 things related to that company. Whether attempting a Facebook marketing ad, like a Facebook ad or something, running dual Facebook ads to see which ones perform better, Google ads, reaching out to individuals that he may know or people that know other people that might be interested in his fitness coaching. His goal, though, was to do 30 task done lists. He wanted to do 30 tasks related to this company. These were his goals. So we wanted 150% productivity. Guy's name is ENR. He's a tech coordinator for a law firm, which means he manages like their Windows servers, their email servers. Like if anything goes wrong, like law firms have like 40 people or something, and computers, laptops, printers. Like a printer starts failing, needs a driver updated, like stuff like that. Guy was basically like the IT dude. Primary objective, fitness coaching business. At this stage after work, he had been executing 15 or so tasks on the to-do list and got them done, wanted to do 30 and actually wanted to launch the business and start getting clients. Okay, so now you understand the goals. I'm going to take that and I'm going to give you some of Ian R.'s primary stacks. Okay, I'm going to give you two of them. So this is what we ended up having him take and what ended up resonating really well. 50 milligrams modafinil, 50 milligrams phenylpiracetam, 100 milligrams choline bitartrate, CB stands for choline bitartrate, and 50 milligrams L-theanine. That was one of the stacks. It's a very simple stack, but a very effective stack. The next was 50 milligrams 9-methyl-B-carboline, 70 milligrams citicoline, 10 milligrams coliracetam, 300 milligrams chaga mushroom. Okay, so these were his primary stacks. Okay, right in front of you, those were his primary stacks. I know like the pills are white in the background, so it sort of blends in, but hopefully you guys can see that. Those were two of Ian's primary stacks of 25 total. So we had established 25 nootropic stacks, nootropic/supplement stacks. Some of them actually had supplements that were aiding in cortisol production and testosterone for him to just sort of to solidify the mental gains. We also added like a sleep stack to help him sleep better, etc. Basically got the whole package. That's what happens in these consults. We just basically bulletproof people for energy. So those were two of his primary stacks. Again, we had established 25. This is what he was able to achieve in that time frame. Now, it took us probably about a month and a half in total to do the heavy experimentation on stacks to identify which stacks work and what exactly the regimen he should be on is. I mean, we had some very early success in the first couple weeks, but that had to be adjusted, and that's pretty typical. We don't get it perfect right away. That's the truth. It takes time to adjust stacks and to make them perfect, and then also to start working on the hormonal side or whatever energy baseline issues a person has to get all that pretty good so the person feels like really awesome. So what we were able to achieve in this process of 25 plus those stacks, 23 plus those two stacks, is at the end of the day, at the end of his work day, meaning think about that, spending all that energy at work, doing all that tech stuff, I mean, taxes your brain for sure. I actually did IT at one point in my life, and it is taxing, especially when things are going wrong and you're constantly having to work on things, try things, input doesn't work. Oh my God, troubleshooting is such a pain in the ass when it comes to tech. 30 to-do task completions, okay? That's what we ended up achieving once we got all the stack straight and the hormonal stuff straight and basically bulletproof this guy's energy. So instead of doing 15 things at nighttime, he was able to do 30 things at nighttime, okay? Recruited, I guess, maybe that's the word, 5 clients, okay? The guy was able to get 5 people signed up for his fitness coaching program over this course once we had bulletproof the stacks and he was performing well. A good part of his additional 15 things that he did at night was marketing. It was just reaching out to people really, really heavily. The guy got super, super pumped and super motivated about it, and also got very creative about ways to approach people to put them in the pipeline and then to close them on deals. So he actually recruited 5 clients. Now this guy's a working business. This guy's a working company. When he came to me, he had an LLC set up and that's it, and a dream. And was working toward it, but we accelerated it dramatically. This is the whole idea of 150% productivity. Technically speaking, that's true, considering he doubled his productivity compared to where it was, which is just really awesome. Revamped website. So the guy revamped his coaching website. Basically instituted landing pages for those of you that are into that type of marketing. We don't even have them on Cortex Labs. It's very simple. It's just here's the Cortex stack, here's what it does. Buy it or don't buy it, totally up to you. But he instituted landing pages because he wanted to. Just a whole list of stuff that talked about the features and the benefits of his fitness coaching program and what a person would get. and then ultimately a call to action at the bottom of it. So your guy revamped his website. And ultimately, I think like the goal for him is to quit his job. Okay, the goal is to, so he's not there yet because he's only got 5 clients, right? His calculation on what he needs is he needs 15 clients. Okay, for what they're paying him, he needs 15 clients to be able to quit his job, and that's where he's headed. Okay, so in this time, he took a business from simply being registered with the state and the IRS to an active functional business in which he's getting paid and has 5 clients, a revamped website, and double the things that he's able to get done prior to working with me and establishing nootropic stacks and optimizing a hormonal profile and all these kind of things. What it's looking like at this trajectory is within like 2 to 3 months, which is a very short time period for starting a company and making it as successful as you need to be. Obviously, the guy's going to keep going after that, probably ultimately wants to get 50 clients, and that would probably be like good and max and make him a good living and keep him happy and keep people happy and whatever, able to distribute his time effectively. But probably within the next 2 to 3 months, he'll be able to achieve that. Next 2 to 3 months, he'll be able to achieve that. That marker of having that many clients. Why do I have 15 clients here? He's only got 5 at this point. But he wants to get substantially more, 40 or so. Okay? So really what this is just a testament to what can happen in terms of productivity when the primary driver of productivity and the primary driver of what it is you want to do in your life, which is your brain, is fully optimized. Your energy profile is optimized. Brain function is optimized. You know how to induce certain states on cue if you need to do certain things. If you want to work for 10 hours straight on something, you actually know what to do that. And it's a testament to how effective it is to take what your baseline is existing, considering that you have an objective or goals, and optimize that baseline to set yourself up to actually hit those goals. Productivity, and especially as it relates to building companies, is a matter of sometimes years and years of hard work. And no doubt this guy will be working on this company for years. I mean, that's just what you do. You're always working on your company. But it's like that initial period after you set up a company and then you foster getting clients or customers for revenue. It's like, it could take a while for people, but it really all depends on how functional you are, and how efficient you are, and how much you're willing to do and are capable of doing based on like the sheer horsepower that your brain has to be able to do that. When I launched the Cortex stack in 2015, I had done 6 months prior to that of preliminary marketing work, like posting YouTube videos and getting into Twitter and talking with people about nootropics. I was like in the conversation in forums, etc. So people sort of had an idea of who I was and what the company was. And then when I launched the stack, we actually started doing revenue right away. But a good bit of that was both the Cortex stack and other stacks that I'd been taking that fostered my productivity to be able to do that. Because I, similarly to this guy, was running another company, not just working a job, but I was running an entirely different company at the time that I started Cortex Labs. So I was able to actually get revenue and get customers and establish the business as a functional running business basically right away. But I had done 6 months preliminary work before I launched the product. Brain performance is what allowed that to happen. Had I not been actually taking stacks that I identified worked for me at the time, because that's sort of a moving target sometimes, I definitely would have been able to do it. Like after running my previous company, I'd come home and been like, let me have a beer and watch TV or watch YouTube or do something, right? I just wouldn't have had the energy. And thankfully I did, thanks to all the various chemicals out there to fully optimize brain function and energy and hormonal profile. Hope that makes sense. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. More content to come soon, more live streams over coffee to come soon. I will inform you on when they are happening. There's another video slated to drop later on today, so pay attention to that. Go to livecortex.com, support this broadcast. Cortex auto ship, man, sign up for it. If you guys regularly get Cortex, it's a no-brainer. It's cheaper and it gets delivered to your door every month for $27.99. You can actually auto renew it sooner too. Like if you're going on vacation or you have Cortex and it's supposed to come in 15 more days, but you need it like in 3 days, you can go in your in the website, into your subscription profile, which you set up when you check out. It takes like a minute. I go, boop, one button, auto renew, manually auto renew, and then it just ships, to get it in like 3 days or something. do auto ship, livecortex.com. Those of you interested in doing this, any of these consults with me, look, we can, obviously, as I demonstrated, we can get a lot done in 3.5 months. You know, I mean, it's a lot of time for us to work together. 3.5 months is a good period of time because we pretty much hit the ground running from the gate. Okay. And work on supercharging energy, productivity, all these baseline energy markers, and all the rest of the stuff that you see laid out here. If you're a person that's got goals, or a business person, entrepreneur looking to do any of these things and have the extra budget, go for 6 months, because we can get more done. Ultimately, 6 months is really just a 3.5 month intensive on steroids because we get a lot more done. We solidify more stacks. We're able to really, really, really get into a groove and ingrain the gains that we have made. Just go to livecortex.com, find those consults if you're interested. The 3.5 months is down to like $2,650, typically $3,000. 6 months is $5K. Okay, those of you thinking about doing it, itching to pull the trigger, you don't need another sign. Go do it at livecortex.com, especially because they're in and out and they fill. And then people drop off because we're done and then they fill. So it's like sort of a fluxing thing, but there aren't that many left. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Awesome being with you. Talk to you next time.